Clark out for the remainder of the 2025 season, something we all think we knew was coming after what Stephanie White said earlier today. We couldn't be too sure until we see it for ourselves. And with this announcement from the GOAT's mouth herself, Caitlin Clark won't be returning this.
All right, this is crazy. After Caitlin Clark abruptly ended her 2025 season, the internet was exploding more quickly than a washing machine on spin cycle. Fans get into a full-blown meltdown once she makes a single statement. Do they weep? Are they rioting? Or do they just jump right into astrological and Gatorade-related conspiracy theories? This isn't just a little headline that you scroll over. Let me tell you. No, this is the type that seizes your mind, shakes it, and shouts, "You must pay attention now, because everything."
At this point, but still incredibly disappointing, Caitlin Clark officially done for the 2025 WNBA season, as she and the Fever announced on social media. The Fever and Clark saying that she tried to get back on the floor. It appears that she just ran out of time, not able to get enough confidence back in her body as the season wraps up and the playoffs are likely about to begin for Indiana. I mean, it's a gut punch that basically encompasses an entire season.
Here we are indeed, with the absurd possibility that Caitlin Clark's basketball fairy tale ended far too soon. The girl made even casual fans genuinely care about women's hoops by literally turning every stadium into a sold-out frenzy. Now that she's confined to the sidelines, she appears to be the most terrible thing we've seen in a very long time. Furthermore, we shouldn't even attempt to sugarcoat this. Oh, the whisper has already started. Is this it? Could she become the ultimate one-season wonder with only one injury, wiping out all the hoopla, all the records, and all those ridiculous ESPN highlight reels?
Saying this, I had hoped to share a better update, but I will not be returning to play this season. I spent hours in the gym every day with the singular goal of getting back out there. Disappointed isn't a big enough word to describe how I am feeling. I want to thank everyone who had my back through all the uncertainty. This has been incredibly frustrating, but even in the bad, there is good. The way the fans continue to show up for me, and for the Fever, brought me so much joy and important perspective. I am so proud of how this team has only gotten stronger through adversity this year. Now it's time to close out the season and claim our spot.
So let's be completely truthful. I take it that the sports world has a goldfish's memory? One year you're the basketball equivalent of the golden child, and the next year you're only a footnote that people almost ever bring up as they debate whether the 2026 rookie is the real deal. Clark had one season that was just amazing, a season that appeared to be the beginning of complete superstardom. She is currently trapped with the type of medical chart that causes even the most upbeat followers to begin desperately searching for athletes who never fully recover on Google. People, it's brutal. How many kids put your name on their bedroom wall, or how many shirts you sold are irrelevant to this game.
Have lost so many players to injury, but obviously none bigger than Clark. And there was such a wait for this second season after her magnificent rookie season. And then, you know, the anticipation of her possibly coming back, only for that not to happen, takes a lot of air out of the room, obviously takes a lot of energy out of the fans, and is a devastating blow for not just the Fever and the WNBA. But the good news is her career is not over. But, you know, it's a tough blow when it all comes crashing down like that. And, you know, ever since Stephanie White.
Moreover, Caitlin Clark isn't now displaying up to fully dominate the court. Rather, she's attending press conferences and making these well-crafted remarks that, let's face it, sound far too much like damage control. There's less of a vibe. I will return with even more strength than before. As I disappear into treatment purgatory, please remember me.
So now, I don't know who asked the question. The young lady, shout out to you. She said, hey, are you guys going to make an announcement? Like that, like, I appreciate you at least. You didn't say it as blunt as I would have, but you said it. You asked the question. Hey, because now she's saying, yeah, you know, the plan on this West Coast trip was to evaluate. How you going to evaluate her if she never had contact? What's the evaluation? She's been able to shoot jump shots. She's been able to run up and down the court by herself with nobody touching her. What was there to evaluate? Now you're pushing it through the weekend, leading us on, having us dangling in the air.
And here's the thing. The trolls are having a great time at the moment. Before she even cashes her second paycheck, the same folks who couldn't even spell her name a year ago are already assuming she will never be able to dribble again and making her into the Greg Oden of women's basketball. I realize it's barbaric, but that's the internet for you. You become entertainment in a completely different, cruel way if you don't perform. Some athletes recover as if they were composed of rubber bands. Others, however, collapse like a cookie that has gone bad. Furthermore, no one really knows which side of that line Clark will land on, making him the one athlete we all turn to when we need to be reminded that not all fame equates to longevity. The speed at which this all came to pass is even more crazy. Consider it. She was destroying defenses, giving away points like a cheat code in video games, and grinning her way through post-game interviews, as though she had figured out basketball on her own.
Have it, folks. My hot take from earlier this year, all of a sudden, not so hot. Caitlin Clark announced that she's going to be out for the rest of the season. Obviously, a nice little post here thanking her teammates, saying she fought back, was in the gym trying to come back. She wanted to, but Caitlin Clark not returning for the rest of the season. It makes sense considering where the Fever are at in the playoffs right now. Right now, they are making the playoffs. They're the 8th seed, so it would be the final seed there. But are they going to make much noise? Chloe Bibby just went out for the rest of the season. She was one of the...
Now, however, each and every update regarding her status reads like a full-length soap opera script. Will she come back? Is she going to be the same player? Has she lost all confidence? People, tune in next week. Because highlights are no longer viewed by fans. They are analyzing medical records. To be honest, that's simpler than acknowledging that they may have previously seen her urinate. This is the brutal reality. These lavish farewell tours and standing ovations are not the end of all careers. Some professions simply end. And the issue is that for every single legend of a comeback, there are a dozen other athletes who simply vanished into the realm of trivia. Because, well, why would anyone remember them? Additionally, the media isn't doing much to help. Think pieces about whether Clark is overrated, whether she was merely the result of hype, and whether this in any way indicates that women's basketball cannot support a superstar the way men's basketball can are already being produced. It's tiring, but you must realize that's precisely how this vicious game operates.
She's out for the rest of the WNBA season. She had posted this whole statement on Instagram as well as the Fever officially announcing it just now here on this Thursday evening. And there have been some talks about from the Fever staff about her potentially trying to come back, and they had kind of been trying to drag this out as much as possible over the course of this season, but there simply seems to just not be enough time in this season for them to fully feel comfortable in getting her healthy. And the message that has been sent has always been the most important thing is her long-term health. That is what the Indiana Fever...
Because the thing is this. A superstar who sustains an injury cannot just be hurt. No, you immediately take on the appearance of something larger, more dramatic, and something that really suits a Chiron. Her knee isn't just her knee anymore. It serves as the focal point of this extensive discussion over the sport's overall future. Let's not overlook the fact that there is an elephant in the room. One season, all right. Before the walls collapsed, that was all she had. One season of being like the chosen one incredible run, and one collection of highlights that went viral. What are we even expected to think of a resume that is that long? Was it genuine grandeur or only a fun, ephemeral flirtation with fate? Short stories are not well received by history texts. They favor sagas. Will she ever get back to her former self? Will she become a shadow of herself as a result of her injury? Is it possible that the Caitlin Clark era is coming to an end before it even officially started? Fans can't quit asking these incessant questions. Specifically, because the responses are sufficiently ambiguous to keep them completely captivated. However, this is where the bizarre twist lies. In fact, her legend might spread if she never returns. Consider it. Early burnout athletes can occasionally become completely mythologized. We recall not only what they were, but also what they might have been.
Finally had the balls to ask somebody, hey, are you guys going to make an announcement? You said you're having a meeting. You had your evaluation on the West Coast trip. Now you're going to have a meeting. Are you guys going to let the fans know what the hell is going on? Because y'all keep collecting ticket money. Y'all keep promoting that she's going to be at this arena and that arena. Y'all keep saying that she's day to day. First we heard she might be back for the Minnesota Lynx the first time we played them a week ago. She wasn't even ready for that. A miraculous ankle injury popped up.
Caitlin Clark could end up being the ultimate lost potential story in basketball, immortalized as the unstoppable force that never received a sequel. And what do you know? She might even become more famous as a result of that than if she had played for another 10 seasons and simply been excellent. It's completely illogical. I understand. Sports fans, however, cherish their tragedies nearly as much as they cherish their winners. This is precisely where we are at this point. Once this unstoppable hurricane, Caitlin Clark is now the most fascinating question mark in the world. Her accident might only be a minor setback in what is expected to be a lengthy and successful career.